Hello, I'm Oral Gibbs, and this is Speaking of Everything. When we come back, you're going to find out more about this program. Every time I do the program now, I want to say this evening, because I've been saying this evening for so long, I got to train myself to stop saying evening, morning, just say hello. So you'll meet my guests. The Windward Island Bank in three locations, Phillipsburg, Cul-de-sac, and also in Simpson Bay. Windmill Island Bank for all your banking needs, and GBE serving St. Martin for over 6 decades. GBE, or local water and electricity company. I'm Earl Gibbs here with the one and only Mr. Fabian Badejo. How you doing, Mr. Badejo?
I'm fine, thank you so much, and I should say hello to your viewers also, and don't say afternoon or evening.
Exactly, and we also sometimes we play back the show on Hot 99.9,
Okay,
and YouTube, Facebook, and
right.
TV Carib. So we're all over the place. Yeah,
That's good.
so things going.
Pretty good, thank God. You can't complain. Nobody listens. So.
Right. I know you're a very remarkable man. You're a publisher. You publish books. You newspaper, radio programs. This is one of your latest book, SOS.
Yeah, that's the last one.
Yeah.
The latest one. Yeah.
You've done a lot of things.
Well, keeping busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping busy.
So how's things otherwise? Because when you look at the world today,
Yeah.
it's not like how it was 10
No,
years ago.
definitely not. Definitely not. And sometimes we focus too much on ourselves on St. Martin and forget that we're part of a whole a bigger world out there. And I don't think the world is doing good at all. Compared to 10 years ago, for sure.
Yeah.
The world is not in a very good place. So. That's no excuse for us to just fold our hands and
Right.
do nothing. But it's just placing everything in context.
Right.
Yeah, the world is not in a very good place. Yeah.
But you started a radio program that's been around for a long, long time.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, next month, the 17th, which falls on a Saturday, so we'll be celebrating on the 18th of September, will be the 35th anniversary, 3-5, years of basically Nonstop broadcast of Culture Time on PJ82 radio. So
it's good.
yeah, well, we thank God for being alive to see 35 years. But more than anything else, I also want to express my gratitude to all the people who have been following the program for the last 35 years. Many people meet you and say, hey, I'm rushing home from church just to listen to Culture Time and things like that. And we're very grateful, we're grateful that people have been the support of the program, because, that's the reason for the program in the first place, so we're very happy that, we're still alive 35 years after.
I remember when I wanted to start issues on PGT2,
Right.
They said to me, 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. I said, yes. They said, well, everybody's going to church at 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
Right.
Well, guess what? I started, and then people were staying home from church.
So it's your fault when people don't go to church.
And then they're rushing to get back from church and listen to Culture Time.
Yeah, no, we're grateful for that, actually. It's been 35 years of like I said, non-stop programming for Culture Time. And one thing about the program is that a lot of people didn't know. You said on a Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. When Culture Time began 35 years ago, it was a Sunday afternoon program. Actually, more like evening, and it was a 30-minute program that was rebroadcast the following Tuesday evening. So at a given point, I realized, wait a minute, and it was pre-recorded. So you know that better than me, the amount of time that, especially in those days, to do a pre-recording of a program that was designed as a magazine type program, so you had different segments. It took a toll on me in terms of, hey, I'm putting too many hours into this
Right.
for just a half an hour program. So so I approached Don and said, hey, Don, I think I'm going to give this thing up. He said, no way, And then Mr. Don Hughes very graciously said, hey, instead of splitting it up, rebroadcasting on Tuesday, why don't you do just a 1 hour straight program on Sunday afternoon? I said, good with me. And from then on, we started doing a 1 hour, live program. So it wasn't pre-recorded anymore.
Yeah, which is good, save you a lot of time.
Exactly. That was the main reason we went live for 1 hour.
Yeah, because I know when I started this program, I never it's taped, but it was live to tape, so we never stopped.
I know.
We right through. I couldn't deal with it all that time. Editing, I hate it. Yeah.
I know.
So you had a lot of guests over the years, over the 35.
Well, we've been, lucky, blessed to have, interviewed practically, a lot of people from different walks of life, and including international artists. We had interviewed Lucky Dube, we had interviewed Johnny Ventura, we had interviewed a lot of, other artists like that passed through St. Martin at the time, And of course, the program was basically, the idea was to have a forum for the St. Martin artists themselves, St. Martin creative workers, to have a place where they can discuss their work and talk about what they're doing and what they plan to do. So that's how it has been since then. It's a walk-in now. I tell everybody, you don't need to book any appointment.
Just walk in.
Just walk in. If it's 5 minutes we have left, we give you those 5 minutes. So it's meant for people who are in the arts, who are in the creative field, and they come and they talk about what they do, what they intend to do, and quite often we have sometimes we don't have guests at all, so yes, it becomes just a straight talk show. There were times we will open the lines for people to call in and give their views. But we've had some technical issues lately, so we don't have call-in participants anymore. But we hope to be able to fix that by the time we clock 35. And the other aspect of the program that probably needs to be, to be known is that in the beginning, I was just the only host, right? And but then I realized that it's better, especially for the longevity of the program, and to spice it up also, to have a co-host. So the first person that approached me then to co-host the program with me was Frank Lake, and Frank came in, and then we were joined by Fernando Clark. So we used to call ourselves the 3 Fs.
I remember that.
Right. And Fernando was there for quite a long time. Frank, had to, I believe he left the island for some other purposes. So then Fernando and I continued the program, and also we brought in, occasionally, we tried to attract other co-hosts. I remember, I believe it was the Carnival Queen for one of the years joined us as a co-hostess, and right now I have a co-host that everybody knows, that's Dr. Rhoda Arundel.
Right.
And, between the two of us every Sunday we make sure that the program goes on.
That's good. You ever thought that you'll be able to have guests? Because when you started, people always said, "Oh, St. Martin don't have any culture, this and that, and we don't have any artists."
Right.
Hey, you started a program 35 years ago, at a time when people didn't believe in culture.
Well, I don't think that they did not believe in culture. I'm glad you raised that point, Oji, because indeed, there was the attitude or the mentality then was to look down on our culture, right? And then culture then meant just some people dancing when the queen or whoever visits the island, and that was it, but it has been proven over and over and over, even before culture time, that there was culture.
It's always culture, basically.
Yeah.
No matter where you are, it's always your way of life.
The very first job I did on the island was as director of the Council on the Arts, and then within a year of being here, I organized the Smart Festa.
I remember that,
right?
yeah.
And that in itself showed how vibrant our culture was. So I had no doubts whatsoever that there would be an abundance of people to discuss and to talk about the culture.
Well, I think we didn't believe in ourselves.
That is true, and I think that is probably changing, not as much as I would like, because I still believe that there's a lot of room for improvement in terms of recognizing who we are, accepting our identity, and learning from our past. We tend to ignore that, or to sweep it under the carpet and make it look like we just dropped out of the sky. No, that's not so. So we have so much to learn from. Imagine if we can tap into the kind of drive, the type of energy that the Diamond 26 had in trying to free themselves from the slave plantations. Then if we had the drive of a Loke, if we had the energy of those who founded the PMIA 90 years ago, it would be a different place. All these people, the emphasis was on self-reliance, and we're losing that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Now we almost like a handout kind of society, which is totally goes against the grain of our culture and of who we are and who we have been. We have always done for ourselves. You, for example, OG, I will always say that you're a prime example of somebody doing for themselves. That sense of pride, that sense of independence, that sense of I can do it and I can do it the best, that you can place it next to anyone else in the world. We have that. So we have to know that we have it. We have to teach our children that that's part of their inheritance, and we have to embrace that part of our culture.
Well, having said that, I'm going to ask you a question. Is Calypso our culture?
Of course. Calypso is our culture. Reggae is our culture. Because we cannot separate ourselves from. It was just where the boat dropped us.
We're part of the Caribbean.
Exactly. So whether it's in Trinidad, bachata is our culture, for crying out loud. And I will go even further to say that there is no other territory in this region where all of that is embraced like in St. Martin.
Yeah.
So you go to any dance or any nightclub, you hear bachata, you hear reggae, you hear soca, you hear all the zouk, all the different genres in the Caribbean. You hear it right here on this place.
Exactly.
And every band in St. Martin can play any one of those.
Yeah.
Effortlessly.
That's why I asked you that question.
Yeah.
Because the people say, yeah, but Calypso is not always Trinidad, but we're the Caribbean.
No. Exactly.
And I don't, if I told you this years ago, that we have this music you mentioned there, like Zouk, Kassab, right?
Yes.
And I heard some guys in Africa.
Yes.
Sound the same.
Exactly.
And they never heard each other.
I know.
That's unique in the culture, though.
I know.
How these people come together.
Yes.
From Africa, we're descendants from there.
Yeah.
Never heard each other.
Yeah.
Playing the same music.
It's so I'm smiling because on one of the earlier programs of Culture Time, I brought I played on the program music from Nigeria, I remember the band itself. It was a pretty popular band in Nigeria in those days with me growing up, and I played it, you know, and everybody who saw me later on said, that was music from Curacao. That was Tumba. I said, no, that's Nigerian music.
You can't believe it.
It was so identical.
Yeah.
You know, but that's who we are.
Yeah.
That's who we are. And that's why it's important for us to make that link, you know, and to also recognize, you know, as we were talking about the Caribbean, that, you know, the roots of who we are, you know,
yeah,
we need to get in sync with that root, which is Africa, and understand that, you know, we're cousins,
right?
You know, maybe long lost cousins, but we're cousins, you know. And I am the living proof of that. When I came here, you know, people look at me and say, "No, but you look like you're from Middle Region," you know. And
right.
Yeah, well,
you just fit in.
That is true.
Yeah.
But if you and I went to Lagos tomorrow, people would not believe that you're from the Caribbean. They would say, no, he's trying to, you know, deceive us.
Yeah.
You know? And they would start speaking to you in Yoruba, in the language. You know, because physically and everything else about us, we look the same, we move the same way,
right.
we you know, our mannerisms are the same.
That's true.
We you know, that kind of, you know, everything we do is so identical. You say, wait a minute, you know, you sure that's not your brother? You know, yeah, he's my brother from another mother.
It's amazing you said, because the other day I was somewhere and they were watching movies from Nigeria.
Yeah.
And the behavior.
Yeah.
Was just like us.
Exactly.
I said, wow,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. The mannerisms, the everything.
Yeah.
You know, I used to tell my father, you know, when I moved here, you know, he still rests in peace. I told him, I said, you will feel very at home here, because you can get yam, you can get your cassava, you can get all. He said, oh yeah? I said, yeah, and you can get okra too. Yeah. Which is the staple over there.
Yeah.
You know, maybe prepared a little bit differently,
right.
but it's the same. The ingredients are the same.
So culture is a way of life.
It is. It is.
And the people in the Caribbean just brought it over from Africa.
Exactly. And it has survived.
Exactly.
That's the resilience there. We talk of resilience and of the people. That resilience comes from all those centuries. You know, that even though, you know, we were forced out, brought out, you know, kidnapped and all kind of stuff, but we brought Africa with us.
All right. Exactly. In case you just joined us, you're watching Speaking of Everything. I'm here with Mr. Fabian Badejo. He's author, publisher, authored many books, and he's founder and producer of Culture Time, celebrating 35 years. When we come back, we're going to continue speaking with him right here on Speaking of Everything.
In order to know what you want out of life, you need to observe, listen, and try it yourself. Promises, we can make it. If we work together, that's just how it is. Let's stand strong, and serve the land. Working hard as one nation, yes we can. The more difficult it is to achieve, the more satisfying it is to make it. Just believe in us, we'll see you through it all. Oh, never give up. Oh, never give up. We can make it. Never forget those who were there for you. And if you dream big, you might just achieve it. The power to serve, standing for community. OGB got the power to serve.
Make use of WIB mobile banking with easy access and direct usage of face recognition, PIN code, or fingerprint. Download WIB mobile banking app and make your transaction from anywhere at any time. For more information, visit wib-bank.net/quick-log.
Yes, and speaking of everything is Mr. Fabian Badejo. Badejo is author, publisher, is producer of Culture Time. You do a whole lot. I left out some things too.
Yeah, but it's okay.
No.
It's okay. Apart from the writing and the, of course, I'm a journalist too, and I edited the Guardian. Some people might still remember
that was the top paper in its day. Yeah.
And also, of course, I dabbled into a lot of other things like theater. So as a matter of fact, coming here now, I was thinking, oh no, I got two plays in my head now. I gotta go start fleshing out. Just keeping myself busy.
That's good.
Yeah.
And because when you look at Simrani today, man, I tell you, it's we've come a long way.
Oh yeah.
I'm still optimistic. This is a great island.
It is, and we need to recognize that. As we speak right now, OG, we have Clara Reyes in Soweto.
In Soweto?
Yes.
Wow.
At the Soweto Theater, invited to participate in a major.
That's good.
Yes.
All the way to South Africa.
All the way in South Africa. Okay, she's no newcomer to South Africa. I think she belongs there. Because Clara used to, she danced there before and she, toured South Africa. But, the point I'm trying to make is that here you have somebody from St. Martin,
right,
invited to South Africa, who we would say all the way to South Africa, because of her work, because of her talent, because of the fact that she's an excellent performer, not because they just wanted somebody from St. Martin. That's not. So her work is what got her there, and the same way we have a Nicole, the Weaver, in the
right,
States there. Part of a major Broadway production that won, awards. So we have people who are flying the flag, doing their thing, especially in culture and sports. You would say, but there's no infrastructure for us to be able to.
You don't need an infrastructure for that.
You understand?
Yeah.
You understand?
Because
you just need the belief in yourself.
I mean, look, this is what, your fifth or sixth book that you published?
Fourth, I think.
Fourth?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm giving you more. Anyway, but
Yeah.
House of Nehesi, the public. There
Yes.
you have.
Right.
We're a small island.
Yeah.
We're just 16 square miles. We have one of the biggest publishing companies in the region.
In the region, I dare say beyond the region too. And House of Nehesi Publishers has published major, and when I say major, Nobel Prize quality writers. George Lamin, Amiri Baraka. Everybody would know Amiri Baraka from Kamau Bradway, Shane Keane, Chiki Vifioso from the Dominican Republic. And I could go down the list. And from all parts of the world, from all parts, from India, from the UK, from of course the region here, and I'm saying, wow. And every one of them, whatever they say, they would always say, this is a top class publishing outfit, and that's what it is all about.
And that's
right here from St. Martin.
So isn't that part of our culture?
Right, it is. Because we create culture every single day. Everything we do, we're creating culture. Your program is creating culture. It is part of who we are, and it is part of our whole development as a people. And we need to embrace that. We need to recognize it, and we need to embrace it.
So, looking back, is there anything you didn't cover in Culture Time?
That's a good question. Politics. Generally, we stay out of politics because we have a mantra on Culture Time. We say, politics divides, culture unites. You know,
Yeah.
and that is a truism for us. You know, politics divides, and culture unites.
It also divide families too.
Yeah, well,
Culture, yeah. Not culture, I mean politics.
Oh, politics. Oh,
Politics,
yeah,
yeah, man.
Definitely.
So if we can do that to our family, what we'll do so.
Exactly. To the bigger society.
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And culture brings us together.
Yes.
I saw you at the 90th anniversary of the PMI.
Yes.
And I was sitting there, felt good because I was seeing a little bit old culture with the choir and everything else.
Right.
And we are losing that.
We are. And, that is why those, like the PMI, shout out to them, it is something very, very unique to be able to keep a legacy like that, for so long.
Right.
So, and I hope that the new generation too will be able to pass it on and take, so to speak, take the baton and run with it. But it is very important for that continuity, because that's what anchors us to the land, to everything that is St. Martin, And I'm really very proud of what they're doing, And also, talking about recognition, I believe this coming Sunday, Sunday the 14th of August, there's going to be a tribute to Ruby Butte, And I'm just happy to see, various organizations doing things that will actually ennoble us and that will make us feel good about ourselves. So they're giving Ruby her flowers while she's still around with us.
That's nice.
And I think it is something so so beautiful.
She's great.
Yeah.
Well, we just about all the time I have. 30 seconds, all yours. Anything you want to add in closing?
Well, just want to thank the people of St. Martin and, for tuning into Culture Time every Sunday,
At 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock, from 1 to 2 o'clock. And we can't thank you enough because you're the reason we do what we've been doing and you're the reason we've lasted this long. So thank you again to all the people out there listening.
All right. Again, we want to wish you much success and continue with Culture Time for many, many years to come.
35 years.
Never know.
Hopefully we'll have a new generation that will take it over.
All right.
Yeah.
Again, Mr. Fabian Badejo. And that's speaking of everything. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye. All the time. Rushing out of here.